Hello everyone, Mr. Sorkin here. Welcome back to Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. Today we're continuing with our character showcase, starting with Jeralt, the father of one Byleth, who is really crucial to the narrative of the game. He actually survives this game, which we'll talk about a bit more with his gameplay. But yeah, we're going to play as Jeralt, who rides a horsey. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm getting messages. And we have to go to the training instructor, as we are going to get ready for battle. One moment. A mock battle. Sorry, just need to check something real fast. I am just texting someone. Okay, there we go. All right, so we are actually going to change it up. We're going to have Jeralt there and Byleth in the support because, yeah, I really do love the Lancer characters because they are really fun to spam with, like so. You get them going like so. I don't know why you stopped randomly, Jeralt. They're really fun, and I gotta equip you. Sorry for belching there. I don't have him upgraded like the air character, so he does not have the 3. I mainly use him as support for Byleth. So, yippers. Whee. When it comes to the Lancer characters, I'd rather use dear old Fernhead or Sylvain. They're much better ones, and in fact, for that matter alone, I like using Lorenz a bit better. But one thing you might notice is that he does not have the side abilities like the air characters do, which is very interesting. But he does have the Tornado. So I said I was going to talk about his story context, and Jeralt, I think, has some of the biggest story changes in the game, but in the same regards, very similar. So Jeralt's main thing is that he is the father of the main character, Byleth, the mercenary. Now, when his wife was pregnant, this is like a bunch of story details. When his wife was pregnant, the church experimented on her to attempt to make the child Sothis, or a form of resurrection of Sothis. Rhea was behind this, and she knew a lot about it. But in response, they had a child that wouldn't cry, and it caused them a bit of concern. I'm just going to go into all the story context in Three Houses, should I? About Byleth's backstory of Jeralt. So Jeralt did work for the church, but had to leave after his wife died, which is very sad. A lot more goes in this in the Ashen Wolves DLC, where there's a guy in the church who knew them and kind of talks about how he loved Byleth's wife and was Byleth's mother. Wow, that would be a different story. Where he loved her, and then he knew about what the church did, and in turn was kind of hidden or didn't want anything really to do with the church, and so he's the main villain of the Ashen Wolves DLC. I hate that you kind of stopped doing that. Even though I want you to charge, Jeralt, you don't do it because you don't like me. So yeah, Jeralt's main thing is dying, because in the main game, his death does trigger the rivalry between both Byleth and the ones who survive in the dark. He is killed by Kronika in place of Monica. So yeah, say what you will about that. But he is very much a character that is relevant to the narrative, because Byleth's actions are kind of driven by it, and she does do her first kill, which is Kronika at the time. Actually, you could argue it's Tomas. But his death is really crucial, and in this game, he doesn't really die until a bit too late in the narrative. You have the option to save him, so that's how you unlock him. And that determines more about what happens with Byleth. So Byleth will either become working for, not those still in the dark, but one of the, either the church or the Empire. As, because Byleth is a mercenary, and also Byleth wants revenge on what happened. And I really like that aspect, because they still make Jeralt's death really important to the narrative, which it always was. He is also the overarching narrator. In each of the chapters, his voice actor is the guy who says what happens in each year, which is really great. It's a way to keep Jeralt in the game and feel like maybe he's watching over you from the heavens or is knowing what's going on. Because that Jeralt's one of the best dads in video game history, I feel like. Really underappreciated, but he has a great narrative structure. I love his personality. It's not like Eos, who is not in this game, unfortunately, even though I'm surprised they had not ever... I'm surprised they didn't do DLC for this game. Sorry, it's because of Fire Emblem Engage coming out that I'm like, why didn't they do DLC? But Engage has a great DLC roster already. With Edelgard, Dimitri, and Claude coming to the game, which I'm very excited about. And Tiki coming too. It feels very gacha right now, but cool. So I think actually I need to charge that up to do more of the Lancer. I'm seeing the bar at the bottom right near Byleth. So yeah. Okay, good job. I don't really use the horses unless they're really good units because they are great to use for the charge attack. If I can get a bunch of you in a line like so. Oh, we finally pulled it off. Thank you, Jeralt. I am so happy about that. Just jam right through all of you. Okay. And okay. Ow. Okay, it sounds like a great job. So yeah, he is really important to the narrative. I really love his voice actor, if anything. I don't really like his gameplay a whole lot. But in the same regard, I don't think he's as crucially needed to the game's roster as Byleth is. So like, in all honesty, if this game was DLC initially, I would say that Jeralt would have been the DLC character. If it was just based off of if it was just based off the initial game and he was not playable and they're like, oh yeah, we're doing DLC, I'd be like, Geralt's gonna be DLC. That's just my thought process. Well, at the same time, I'm impressed that the Ashen Wolves were not DLC in this game, which is really good. So I do apologize if you're like, oh, well, you just spoiled all these games first. It's like, guys, I should honestly replay 3 houses. I want to replay Fire Emblem Warriors because I do want to do a review of it. At the same time, I have other stuff I need to play for the channel. And just generalness. Generalness is not a word. Just in general. So, yeah. I am enjoying my time with Fire Emblem. I'm glad I got into the series. I won't be able to cover Engage till much later. I do apologize for that, but that's why we're beginning up with this showcase here, because I won't be able to cover Engage right away. I don't know when I'll cover Engage. I always try and make February my Fire Emblem month. This next year will be interesting too, because not only that, but Hogwarts Legacy is coming out. I am going to be very curious about the game. There is a quest based off of Motorbike's Journey, which is interesting. They also revealed the cast not too long ago, and Simon Pegg is the main guy. I'm okay with that a lot. So yeah, we're going to do this one more time because I know we are at the 8 minutes, and this one's becoming a bit longer than both Shez and Byleth. But it's because I'm a bit talking about it. Yeah. If you're wondering who the next one's going to be, it's going to be Edelgard. We are doing the house leaders. Ow. Thank you. After we do the main 3. So we're going to do Edelgard next. And then Dimitri, and then we can do my boy Claude. Because of that, we are going to start off with the Golden Deers entirely in terms of like the first real batch of characters is going to be the Golden Deers, because I am a Golden Deer at heart. Then Black Eagles, and then Blue Lions. The only problem is Rodrigue, and then we'll do the 3 secret characters that you can get. But we are returning to camp. Gatekeeper won't be till much later when I complete a New Game Plus or try to unlock him via New Game Plus. It's going to be very intriguing to see what I think of Gatekeeper down the line. But yeah. I'll soar away. I still love that song. So we are going to do a support conversation with Jeralt. And it's going to be with Shez of all people. So let's see what that conversation is like.
Oh, hey. fishing too?
Yeah.
Ease up, kid. We're on the same side now, remember?
I know. Guess I'm just not used to it yet.
We're not getting paid to kill each other anymore. We can just sit here like normal folks and catch some fish. You're a mercenary, right? For us, there's no such thing as friends or foes once that contract's paid.
Yeah, I know that too. You, don't remember me, do you?
Should I?
I used to run with Burling's mercenaries.
Burling. Ah, yes. That woman was an army unto herself.
Yeah, but you and your company wiped us out. My captain, my comrades, every last one of them died in that battle.
So that's what this is about. You have a grudge against me?
No, I don't. Wouldn't be much of a merc if I held a grudge against everyone I fought. But it was tough at the time. I really liked that scruffy crew. All of us got along, even the captain. They were the best group I'd ever been with. After what happened, I made myself a promise. I was gonna get stronger, and someday I would defeat you and the Ashen Demon.
But we're allies now, so you're gonna have to let that go, huh?
Looks like it. But you know, part of me is relieved. I don't think I could have beaten the Ashen Demon anyway.
Hey now, what about me? Or are you saying you could take me?
Won't know unless I try. By the way, for a regular guy just catching some fish, you haven't even got your hook on.
Yeah, well, these old mitts aren't exactly made for tying tiny knots.
Give it here, I'll do it.
Not half bad, kid. Thanks.
People call you a legendary mercenary, but you're a lot less dexterous than I imagined.
Legendary is what they call dead people. I'm still alive and kicking, you know. Hey, and about what happened with Burling. I'm sorry. The whole thing was just two minor lords trying to get the better of each other. If Burling hadn't come for us, we could have avoided all the bloodshed. But she came roaring in, yelling that she would take us down and make a name for herself. My kid couldn't afford to hold back at that point. I know that doesn't make it better, but I hope it helps.
What's done is done. You were just doing your job. I know that.
Well said, Jeralt. Well, thank you all for watching this part. I do appreciate if you like, comment, subscribe. And next time we are going to take a look at Edelgard. Till then, again, thank you all for watching. I'm going to get to editing and working some other things. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Till then, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.